In September of this year, Uganda made the UNICEF list of 25 world countries with the worst drinking water. In Uganda, almost 40 million people go without access to clean water. This is one of the major problems that the country of Uganda is facing. Others include war, famine, and poor education. However, despite these problems, the most important issue to address is the access to clean water. Hi, my name is Zuri. I'm 13 years old and I live in Kampala, Uganda. I live in the capital of Uganda, but the population of the entire country is almost 50 million. I live with my older sister Namazi, my younger brother Damba, and my mother and father. I was born in Uganda and have lived here my whole life. Despite the beauty of my country, there are also several struggles we face. One of my favorite things about my country is its rich history. Many years ago, Uganda was split into two territories, with Bantu Kingdom in the south and the Nilotic and Sudanic people in the north. Uganda was originally colonized by the British to expand their trade route from North Africa to South Africa. We finally gained independence on October 9, 1962. Uganda struggled with political conflict and was hit hard by the AIDS crisis. Most of the violence in my country comes from the north. Despite the violent past, Uganda has persevered through the worst of times. The beauty of Uganda is part of my country that I treasure. Art in my country isn't traditionally used for beauty, but to be functional. Paint is often applied to baskets, rocks, and sculptures. Our food is delicious, although we generally only eat 2 meals per day. Staple foods are matoke, which is made of bananas, stew, fruit, meat and fish, and millet bread, which is my favorite. Once a week, my father plays music for our family using a lyre, xylophone, or thumb piano to make traditional music. Sometimes we listen to my favorite band, which is extremely popular and called the Afrigo Band. My sister and I wear gomazai, which are traditional dresses. I love the bright colors. My family lives in a thatched house made from mud and sun-baked bricks. As much as I love being home, I enjoy going to the Queen Elizabeth National Park every year for my birthday. The animals are fascinating as it is the most popular conservation center. The culture of my country is beautiful and fascinating. Despite the beauty of my country, there are also many problems that we face. The biggest of the problems include poor education, famine, and war. We also struggle with religious tensions. 80% of our population is Christian, but there is an ongoing tension between Muslims and Christians. My country also faces disease. We are categorized as a very high risk of disease, including food or waterborne diseases, typhoid fever, and malaria. Out of every 1,000 live births, there are 29.44 deaths. Last year, my grandfather died of malaria, which was very hard on our entire family. However, our life expectancy is around 69 years, and my grandfather lived to be 75, so my parents tell me he had a long life. Of all the struggles my country faces, access to clean water seems to be the most important. Only 18.7% of our population has access to clean drinking water. That means only around 9 of our almost 50 million people have access to clean water. Not to mention, many of our illnesses and diseases are waterborne, so by cutting out that risk of illness from water, we can have less people struggling with health care and more children can stay in school. When children get a better education, more can succeed in becoming important figures who can help our country even more. If I had the ability to help my country with its water crisis, I would ask foreign countries to help fund the digging of wells. I'd also try to fund the building of sand dams and work to protect fresh water. There are many problems faced in Uganda, but the most urgent to solve is bringing access to clean water to citizens. Access to clean water would allow more children to get a better education because they could avoid disease. This would help children reach their goals and more important figures would emerge from Uganda. Imagine if everyone had access to clean water, not just in Uganda but in the world. People would be healthier, happier, and have a brighter future if only they had clean water to drink.